Welcome to another edition of Moonhawk Studios Presents, and we're just going to skip the theme song because we're starting late. Turn that shit off.
Fair enough.
I am your host, Mac Paladin, the lead chuckle fuck around here.
Oh dear.
With me in the studio, as always, is my good friend Adam.
Forgot about the theme music, didn't you?
Yep, and I'm just going to roll with it. We got Kevin in the hizzy this week.
We're here in the corner wearing a battle helmet because we are bracing for impact this evening.
And I will have to go outside and shut off my generator in about 19 minutes. So we also have on technicals the Petty Fan.
This is literally my idea. Enjoy it, folks.
And on color commentary, the Golics.
That is a word for what I do.
And a phrase. We have a great show for you tonight. We also have co-hosting. Our celebrity co-host, Linkara, is in the field.
Thank you. I'm just waiting for the check to clear.
Should we tell him?
I almost blew it there, but I made it. I brought it back. I dragged it from the abyss. Almost fucked it royally there, but I got it. I don't care that we're cursing in the first 5 minutes. YouTube will just have to get over it.
Yeah.
Not that I'm monetized right now anyway.
Yeah.
We have a fantastic show for you planned tonight, but we'll see how it goes. Before we get into that, Adam, why don't you start us off with the news?
Well,
That is the liminal space where I exist right now. Thank you.
I mean, the news this week's kind of heavy.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's have it.
Well, I mean, mainly because a couple of days ago, a good friend of mine in the show, Burger Becky Heineman, passed away.
Mm-hmm.
That is hard.
It's been a bit rough in
Right.
that capacity. So
We first had her on MSP, I want to say back in 2011, and then she has been a bright, shining star as a recurring guest, as a reliable recurring guest on Fragments of Silicon. I have made note of it over the years.
Yeah.
And I'm really sad that we were not able to get another opportunity to speak with her on this show in a more general sense. Especially since we had industry legend Al Lowe on the show about a month and a half ago.
I think a bit more than that, but yeah. It was a really quick battle with an aggressive form of cancer. And now, I suppose she didn't suffer long, but it's painful nonetheless. I suppose, just needed to acknowledge that here, because, she was a great guest of both programs, and she will be missed. And I suppose shifting away from such, the gloomy news.
Yeah, I mean, after that vibrant intro that I gave,
I mean,
let's try to bring it back up.
Look, into every life a little rain must fall. Next
that's
topic.
true.
yeah. Look,
Yes, that's true.
that should not be sunny.
Right.
No,
Okay.
No.
But
I
anyway,
totally get that. I'm just super bummed now. That's all.
yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
you should be bummed because she was a legend in the gaming industry and for trans rights in general. So pay proper respects, damn it. So do that.
Yeah.
And like I said, in brighter news, my niece celebrated her 9th birthday just a couple of days ago. Saw her.
Sweet.
Yeah. Got her a dog doll. I think she likes it. It was a good, if subdued, celebration.
Yeah.
Because Thanksgiving's around the corner, though that's going to be a pizza fest this year, since the big holiday feast is going to be Christmas. So let's see, scheduled some time with the foot doctor, annual checkup there in 2 weeks. And yeah, that's my news. Kevin?
Well, first of all, I have some things to talk about. First, my phone has switched from Verizon to T-Mobile's because T-Mobile's cheaper.
Yeah.
Hey,
So there's number one there. And also, my house is now pretty much a a multi-family unit because other parts of my family have moved in here, as it were.
Is this a temporary adjustment or?
I guess it would depend on what temporary means. And
It's not-
a very long time.
It's not
come
one
stay
of
with
those
me on my
for the.
couch for 6 months and then stay for 5 years.
I was more
Well,
wondering if they were
I
here
mean-
for the holidays type
No,
temporary
no,
or.
it might probably be longer than that. But and also, one has family issues, one is still trying to find a house, and so on and so forth. But I mean, they're all family, and luckily, they're mostly grown. So, yeah. So at least there's that. But yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy around here. Thanksgiving is next week. It's gonna be fun to see how that's gonna go, considering I work at a grocery store that is open until 5 on Thanksgiving. So it'll be interesting to see how they schedule me for that. Hopefully that means I'll be able to be a part of the family Thanksgiving for the first time in a couple years, since the last job I worked at was open all night on Thanksgiving. So hopefully that means I won't have to make my own solo turkey at the house like I did last year. But yeah, other than that, nothing really much going on around here. So, Petty, what's in your world this week?
What's in your wallet?
I wish there was a lot more in my wallet.
Yeah, same.
So the house saga is continuing. For those of you who don't know, we got a non-renewal notice from our insurance company at the beginning of the month, telling us a whole laundry list of things to do around the house.
Right.
We have gotten most of that done, but we learned basically 0 hour on Friday that they would not accept the board we had for the removed window. It's a thing of pressure-treated plywood surrounded with expanded foam, and they're not going to accept that, and kept telling us they want acceptable siding material, but would not tell us what that was.
Oh, great.
So
You're going to have to consult a contractor and have them tell you what acceptable siding is, or look up your state's requirements online.
we did the second one on that. Apparently, stucco is acceptable siding material, so we stuccoed it. And we also have precedent for using it because we have stucco on the lower level of the house.
Okay.
So they can't, bitch because we just pulled something out of our ass,
It's like, yeah, and if they take a hammer to it, make sure you're recording them when they do it.
Basically.
Yeah.
You're not touching that unless you're guaranteeing to pay for replacing it.
That's like when they say, "Oh, don't worry, you don't need to be there when we do the inspection." Yeah, the fuck you say.
Well, and it's honestly,
as they crumple up papers and then drop them on the ground and then photograph that and say, "See, look at the place is trashed."
well, and it's like the board was not an issue before. Like, it's at the shower, so if it was leaking, we'd be able to feel it on just feeling the tub surround, and
it feels like there is someone out to get you.
all
this stuff is suddenly becoming an issue.
It's the insurance company because we dared to make a claim on the roof was leaking.
Right.
This was back in March. We made a claim on the roof. They denied it because our mushroom vents were improperly installed. And now they're doing this. They could have told us this was an issue back in March, and all of this, we had all summer to do it. Instead, they tell us in October, we're not going to renew your insurance.
Right, and you fix something, and then they say, "Well, this other thing is now wrong." It's like, well, why? You could actually go to a magistrate and point out that every time we fix something, then they mysteriously find something new
Well, no,
that
this
was
they gave
wrong,
us
but
a
it was
laundry
wrong when
list,
Oh,
and
okay.
like, so this isn't like new things popping up. It's they gave us this laundry list, and originally we thought we were done last week, and then 0 hour, because technically the expiration date was Sunday.
You guys are gonna just have to keep calling these bastards until every time something is done. You need to call them like every couple of days and say, "How's it going? How's it going? How's it going?" Like, be a
Well,
pain in the ass. Since they're being a pain in the ass, you may as well.
We've sent the pictures to our agent, who has forwarded them along to the underwriter, who basically has final say on this. So, best case, we wake up to an email saying everything's good, your insurance is renewed.
Right.
Moderate case, we get a new insurance company and tell farmers to go get bent. Worst case, no one will cover us and we lose the mortgage. And in turn, lose the house. So
it's crazy. It's crazy too, because I've had bad experiences with Geico. I've just joined USAA thanks to my military father.
Well, it's like my parents have owned this house for 25 years. Our mortgage is almost paid off. We owe like less than $10,000 on it. So to lose it now would be, in a word, fucked.
Yeah. And to clarify for everybody listening, Pettyfan's family does not have the means to overpay the mortgage to get it done faster.
Yeah. I wish we had the 10 grand to just pay off the mortgage and just be done with all of it, but we do not.
Right. Circumstances. If you've been listening to this show long enough, you've pieced together the circumstances that have arisen over the last 3 years or so that have complicated matters.
Yeah, and a lot of it is that my dad was injured at work and he's been on light duty for the past 8 months. So his hours have been cut due to this. So, we don't have the money to just, here you go, bye.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's sorted. I guess in more upbeat news, Saturday I went to a Digimon card game tournament and I got 18th place. Woo! Better than last.
Yeah, there you go.
That's out of a decent number, right?
32. Yeah, it was a 32-person tournament.
Okay, so not that bad.
Yeah, I got about half.
Halfway up, yeah.
And I'm severely out of practice, so that's part of it why.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Gave me some time to decompress. Because I kind of feel sorry for the one dude who I basically just demolished him. But he was also being a smug dick, so I feel less bad. But yeah, that's been a thing as far as like other like show-ish stuff. I want to get back into streaming Digimon Story Time Stranger now that my eye is better. So look for that on the Fragments channel in the coming days. And yeah, I guess that's kind of it from me.
All right, Galix, stretch it out for about at least 3 or 4 minutes because I'm going to go shut off my generator.
Oh, I actually have stuff to talk about this week. So.
Oh, good, perfect. I'll be right back.
I was off last week because my sister and her baby were visiting, so I got to spend a decent amount of time with my niece, which was nice. And actually, they have extended their stay, although I do have to actually go into work this week, so I have not been able to see them as much this week. On Saturday past, we went to the Children's Museum, which was a lot of fun. It was fun watching her mostly. I mean, I do have the occasional urge while I was there to, play with all the things, but it's better to leave that for the kids mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so yeah, that was nice, but to hold that thought. Also, while I was off, I managed to actually make some significant progress on my plastic model building backlog. I built the Gundam aerial rebuild from Gundam The Witch from Mercury, and I am almost done except for the remote weapon stands for the Ash Savior from Super Robot Wars. And I may be able to continue doing that at a more regular pace than I had been, because I remembered that we used to do puzzles as a family, and we had a big wooden like tray type thing that we used to do those on, and I asked Mom if I could use that for this because my room does not have a ton of flat spaces, but I can put that on the bed and then it'll be fine, and it has sides so that the nubs don't, go everywhere.
Hmm.
And I don't have to be like doing it out in taking up much the kitchen table or the living room floor or something, which is especially important when you have a 1-year-old running around. And then on Monday, I thought I was gonna die.
Oh dear.
Remember how I went to the children's museum? I suspect this is related because it was about 2 days later. I woke up at early in the morning / the middle of the night for me, because I don't go to bed until like 3 a.m. usually, but so it was like 6 a.m., but it was the equivalent of
Right.
middle of the night. With one of the worst headaches I've ever had. I could still walk, but that's about it. Barely talk.
Uh-huh.
I tried to eat something so I could take ibuprofen for it, and I ended up throwing that up.
Oh
Ew.
dear.
Thankfully, I was able to keep down some Tylenol, and effectively, I got my stuff together and just went back to sleep with, I was seriously considering, if I was living alone, I probably would have called an ambulance or called a family or something, but my parents said that they would help take care of stuff and take care of things if anything got really bad, so I went back to bed with Tylenol and with a hot cloth over my forehead and languished for a few hours. Woke up again. I think I threw up again. I had to go to the bathroom. Went back to sleep because it was too early for me to take more medicine. Woke up, was able to take the more Tylenol, and then by that point I was feeling just like still bad, but like normal amounts of bad, and not I feel like I'm dying bad.
Not the call the hearse bad.
Yeah.
I woke up and my pain level was a 3. As
Yeah,
a
like
baseline.
it was down to like well, at that point it was down to like a 5. I went to bed again until it was down to like a 2 or 3. What 2 or 3 is actually less than I think it is going by the. I've always freaking hated the emotion faces and
Yeah.
super simple language versions. So I, afterwards, when I had the presence of mind, looked up the descriptive version, where I had thought I was at a 10. I was not, because I was able to walk to the bathroom. But like 9 and 8 are like all-consuming pain still.
Right.
But like even a 3 is 2 or 3 is still I can ignore it most of the time. Which is how a lot of my headaches are when I'm debating doing something about it or not. Which is what I eventually got it down to. So I'm feeling better now. My stomach still gets upset if I eat spicy stuff, because there probably was actually some sick from being exposed to, large numbers of very young children.
Mhm.
And my sister's not feeling well either, so although hers is a throat thing, not a stomach thing. So anyway, I'm feeling better now, but that sucked, and it delayed me going back to work by a day. So everything is pretty much back to normal now, I think.
So pretty much Petty Fan and the Golics have taken an arrow to the knee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
sure.
was not fun. Anyway, it is up to the next person now.
That is me. All right. Well, I will keep this somewhat brief because, again, we are breaking format this week. And I will keep it somewhat brief. As you know, I was running on the generator tonight because Tucson has been overcast for the last 3 days, and none of my battery packs have been charging in any meaningful way. So, I want to stay on the computer for as much of this podcast as possible. And I was able to partially charge up one of these battery banks so that I can use it to recharge one of my power stations, and give myself another. At least an hour of desktop time before I have to switch over to the phone. But yeah, so yeah, as my patrons will eventually hear, I'm going to start uploading our pre-shows, which we have been doing live on the channel as a bonus extra on Patreon, because the version that is going to be archived to YouTube only has the show. It does not have the pre-show. And we have found, since switching over to the new channel and the new format, that there is some absolute gold to be mined in
Sean
these.
Shiplock is still probably one of the best pre-shows we've had in years.
Yeah. And I have the clips for that on Twitch. I haven't moved them all over yet, but it's one of those things to where I have to have stable power in order to actually accomplish this goal of downloading these videos. Luckily, we started with a clean slate, so we have the full 100 hours of space to work with, and we have a season break coming up very soon. So. Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to find it in myself to get a GoFundMe going. By the way, my Cash App is.
Yeah. Flashes that on screen for like a quarter of a frame.
Yeah. See, that's called subliminal messaging. You slip it right in there. Anyway, so I have to get the power turned back on because they're going to start doing inspections. Apparently twice a year because of bug problems, and I'm like, well, that's a you fault thing, not a we fault thing.
Yeah.
The building's been infested for like 20 years. And so I got to do that because I'm on solar, but there's a dispute as to whether or not that will be kosher per the lease.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out. When I've had my power off before, they didn't seem to care too much about how long my power was off. And even if I pay off the power bill, the reinstatement could take anywhere from 2 weeks to 90 days, depending on how spiteful TEP decides to be. So, in the meantime, I have to keep my battery array working in some way, shape, or form, or else I don't have any kind of power. So,
and then he has to break out the hamster wheel.
Yep. And I will be uploading Starship Moonhawk again. All of my adult webcomics are offline right now because apparently I owe $231 to DreamHost. So I owe $2,500.
Shocking considering the amount of monies you owe to other things. That could have easily slipped the hole somewhere.
Yeah. And, also there was a site being set up to reinstate the Lavenders webcomic. So it's just a whole big mess of me trying to scramble to get things done before, web hosting and registrars start auctioning off my shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a real Jim dandy. And my health insurance proposal came in, and they want $995.18 a month. They're like, go to the healthcare.gov and find out if there is any see if there's any modified enhanced subsidies. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I want whatever you're on that might actually help with my condition.
Have you been reading the news lately?
Unless the powers that be accidentally fall into the Atlantic, this is going nowhere.
Yeah.
He wants to give block grants to everybody so we can, quote, negotiate our own kidney surgery.
Yeah. It's not. But don't tell him that.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So hopefully,
Anyhow.
yeah. So hopefully, yeah. Anyway, so that's what I've got going on right now. I think those are the major bullet points. Car is mostly functional, but I'm arguing with my former boss about the repayment schedule on my card, and I'm like, Joe, you can threaten me all you want. It ain't gonna change the fact that I make about $150 to $250 a night, and that's if I push it. So, it is what it is. You're going to get it when you get it, and it's going to be as soon as humanly possible, and not 6 months from now. So I just need to stop.
I do.
Yeah.
I do regret bringing up some surprising news from my side, but I have not been so much of a late night person lately. I'm afraid I really only had about an hour and a half here. So I've only got about another half hour. It's been
All right,
a longer day for me.
All right.
Let's get this going here.
Sorry, we should have asked
so,
to start with. We can do the interviews first if needed.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't even notice
We should
that.
have. We should have asked if you had a time constraint or anything else.
So
That was my bad.
all right.
I'm
So
sorry.
very
it's a
quickly.
surprise, I know.
Very quickly here, of course, we need to hear from our guest host, Linkara. Linkara, just say hello to everybody, and we'll get this underway.
Hello to everybody.
Well, we can get your news in a second after the interview.
Yeah, we'll get to that after the interview. All right. So our guest tonight, of course, is Nick Nocturne, and we will go for as long as he is able.
All righty.
Nick, welcome to the program. Who are you, and what do you do?
Well,
Pretend like I'm an idiot who does not know who you are.
So hello, I am Nick Nocturne of Nightmind over on YouTube. I cover media in an exciting art form called unfiction, which is online immersive storytelling that goes the whole idea from YouTube videos to social media posts, personal websites, and beyond in order to tell a cohesive story that wants to bring you into the world a little bit more than the average sit down and play experience. It can be a deep experience where you have to play along and interact in order to understand the story and progress it, and might even interact with characters. Or there are series where you sit down and what you're watching is in-character uploads from somebody in the universe of whatever it is that you're viewing, as well as some unconventional things that don't immerse you so deeply in that aspect, but really fly in the face of traditional storytelling and cinematic approaches.
Also,
A lot of it
I
is
would love-
horror and mystery. I keep it dark.
I would like to say right now that I am absolutely loving your radio voice.
Thank you.
And the Vincent Price vibe that you are bringing to this show right now.
I appreciate it very much. Hey, Vincent Price is somebody that I haven't heard mentioned very much in relation to the way that I speak. So I that is a blessing, and I will gladly take it. Thank you.
All right. Who wants to start?
I guess I'll go because the term you use, unfiction, did you coin that or did you hear it from somewhere else?
Not at all. So a little bit of ARG and unfiction history. Unfiction comes from the name of a website that was born in the wake of the very first ARG to be called an ARG, which was The Beast back around 2001. In the wake of AI, Artificial Intelligence, a film by Steven Spielberg, which had a massive alternate reality game. And it was conducted by the marketing team, really doing this for what they felt was the first time. The only thing really close to it that you can comprehend beforehand that was major media was the Blair Witch Project. But the marketing team for AI Artificial Intelligence created this game. And remember, it was early internet, so it was very avant-garde what they were doing. but it started with information from the trailers. And it produced this huge game, so large that the internal team marked it as the Beast, because it was such a beast to handle and plan and put out there. And so the people who played that named themselves the Cloudmakers after a ship that is inside of the story, the Cloudmaker.
Oh.
So they formed their own group that they played this game. And in the wake of that, they had realized that they had developed a community all their own. And one of the members of the Cloudmakers made a website called unfiction.net. I believe it was unfiction.net, off of which was spun the Unforums, a place for them to congregate and create their own games as well as list new games that they would find. And so that was the premier place for people who were into the ARG space and anything like it to post what they found, discuss things, communicate, organize. The whole scene effectively was there. And Unfiction, as a website, was really happening for years and years and years until, unfortunately, there was an incident where a tree fell and knocked down the server that was hosting it and put the entire thing in
Wow.
peril. So Unfiction and the Unforums really crashed. Uh, in the early years of Nightmind, I used it as a constant resource because it was still available. And then I had to use the Wayback Machine at times for it after what happened to it. But using the umbrella term unfiction came around in the early wake of analog horror because a lot of us who are in the scene were talking amongst ourselves about, like, what do you do with analog horror? Because it's not ARG. Everybody's calling it ARG. We have a lot of things that have come up recently that are absolutely not ARG, but totally fit the vibe and the idea. And analog horror is like neither of the things that we've seen previously, where it's like ARG-esque or absolutely fits the vibe and has characteristics. You look at analog horror, it's like, what do you even make of this? Especially because the authorship is right there front and center, which we very seldom saw. And so in talking about it, I brought up the fact that so much of this stemmed originally from Unfiction, the site, and the Unforums. And it's like, for everything that they brought us, from the roots of this space, and the idea of communities rallying around these projects together and keeping the flame lit, what if we use that term? What if we call it all unfiction? And we talked it out amongst ourselves about all the ways that unfiction fits and the ways that unfiction works as a definition, and the ideas that you think of with unfiction, especially because it has that idea of the original slogan from AI Artificial Intelligence's Game the Beast, which is, this is, in parentheses, not a game. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Because of course it's a game. So it's fiction, but it's not fiction. You see? Therefore, unfiction. And that's how the umbrella term came about. And it's been a very, very much better umbrella term because when you describe unfiction, you know it's going to be some layer of strange, unconventional, non-traditional, probably immersive. And you can't, and now you don't need to just slap the idea of analog horror on top of everything or ARG on top of everything. Analog horror and ARG fit under the unfiction umbrella, and so do so many other things. But the point is, we are not traditional media. We are not doing traditional storytelling. And come hang out. And that's how it happened.
Wow. Talk about bringing it back, you know, where we were like, oh my God, we're pressed for time. What are we going to do? And now it's just like, we got a whole lot there to work with in just a minute. All right.
Go. You got anything, Mac?
No. I was like, that was the end of my sentence.
Fair enough. Where did the idea for Nightmind even come from?
Rage.
Very
Rage and genuine passion. I was actually talking about this the other day with somebody that I was sitting down for an interview, Fresman on YouTube, who asked me about, you know, where did I start Nightmind? And it was March of 2015, and Five Nights 3 was really happening. Five Nights Online was really happening in general, as well as the study of it its secrets, its mystery, the fact that Scott Cawthon had begun using the website in order to sow clues and tease people. And I was directionless and depressed. The only things that I was doing was my part-time job and hanging out with my friend in person just to watch Markiplier's videos of Five Nights 3, and we were both geeking out about that together. And I was so
The
inspired.
screams, the jump
Yeah.
scares.
Yeah, and I was so inspired and I was so enthralled with it. But at the same time, I had this disenchantment with the landscape of YouTube for horror because everybody was studying Five Nights at Freddy's for its story. Scott Cawthon's amazing rise as an independent creator, making this incredible material. The fact that he can create something that is so mysterious and multi-layered in story that you have to put the pieces together yourself and dive deep. And it's like the only thing in horror, especially indie, that was happening at that time that was receiving any attention online in the YouTube sphere and critical analysis. And it just, in the landscape of everybody, their mother, and their grandmother trying to be a creepypasta narrator or writer, most of whom were chasing the idea of, yo, I made a creepypasta channel, where's my 1,000 subscribers?
Yeah.
Because that's what was happening back in the day.
Yeah.
And we were there. We were all there to see it. So it's like, let's
Mhm.
not kid
I've
ourselves.
got
We're not gonna-
sci-fi with boobies. Why aren't people watching my shit?
Yeah, exactly. And so there was so much of that. And beyond that, it was horror games and horror film reviews. That was the landscape. And in the midst of it all, you have this strange, awesome anomaly of Five Nights at Freddy's. And I just thought, you know, as amazing as Five Nights is, what happened to others who have done these amazing independent creations in horror that did all these markers? It's like, where are the bouquets for Marble Hornets? Because those guys were a very similar case. They created something absolutely amazing. They got Roger Ebert's own attention. You know, it's like they made Slender Man happen. They really did, because without Marble Hornets, there would have been no Slender the Eight Pages. Without Slender the Eight Pages, you wouldn't have witnessed the meteoric boom in the Let's Player scene. You wouldn't have seen Slender Man become a pop culture monster icon. It all goes back to Marble Hornets. And nobody was giving them their due. Nobody was paying attention to them the way that Scott Cawthon Five Nights at Freddy's was receiving critical analysis and attention. Even though they had created something that was still, like, so mysterious and unsolved in a way that you can sit down and actually examine it and appreciate it for what it was. It made me so angry. Like, these guys had broken the mold and shown the world you can just make something amazing and absolutely shake the foundations of any idea of, if you want to make an amazing horror series or movie, you need to do all these steps, you need to go to this college, you need to come this far into debt, you need to gain these skills and get these approvals from these studios. Thack came together, made Marble Hornets, and proved the world wrong.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh, it's not just Scott Cawthon, you guys. Look at what happened over here. And I just realized, looking up Marble Hornets analysis, there was nothing. Looking up ARG in the grander scope of that idea of people making these things and these things existing, and where's the analysis for it? There was one video by a YouTube channel, I think it was maybe Extra Credit, if that was correct, but it was one video
Extra
remarking on the
credits,
idea. Extra credit. Yeah.
semi-educational one.
Yeah, I think it was that. Remarking on the idea of what ARGs were, but it's like, I didn't find anything that was a huge exploration of Cloverfield, that was a huge exploration of the Dark Knight ARG, that was about the Beast or anything in that realm. And it pissed me off. And I stood there, it's like, oh no, this is all missing. And at the same time, it's like, wow, all of this is missing. Nobody's made this. And then it dawned on me, okay, you're the one who spotted this. So guess what that means? The job falls to you if you want to see it made.
Time to grab your
Nobody's
torch and be
done
the
it.
bearer.
So now it's yours.
Very much,
So,
yeah,
like,
fine, I'll
yeah,
do it
do it.
myself kind of moment.
Yeah,
Indeed.
exactly. It's like, nobody is doing this, so I have to be the one to do it if I want to see it exist. Because nobody else is as mad as I am right now. I would not be able to find somebody else to talk about this with except my friend. And it's like, so what do you do? It's like, is there a way that I could do something with this? So I sat down and I watched Marble Hornets. I took a look at the Arc videos. I took a look at the puzzles and the research that people have done over time. It's like, how do these things actually mesh? What is the mystery here that has not been pierced?
Mhm.
What are the connections that have not been made? I kept a running notepad that I was making the notes on as I would watch, and I would take it to work with me and pore over it and really try and put the pieces together, even as I was at work. I was working on it, even at my part-time gig. And I would go home and I would do more of it. And as I made my way along, I was really starting to get the idea of, yes, there is something to be done with this, and it must be done, especially because it's so incredible. It's so good. It's so gripping and engaging. And at the end of the series, I really thought, okay, so if you're going to do something with this, how are you going to do it? And I thought, well, maybe I should make a blog or a website, write it all up and, provide examples. And it just something about that felt immediately wrong. It's like, that's that's not the way. And it's like, if I'm not going to do it like that, how would I do it? And it's like, I'm literally remembering right now where I was in the family home basement, thinking about this, like pacing, just kind of glancing around. It's like trying to feel it through. And it's like, okay, what if you made a video series for it? Because then you can show the videos and actually describe what's going on. It's like, oh my God. Well, it makes sense, but it's like I don't know how to make videos. I have access to the programs because I have access to Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, but it's like I don't know how to do any of those. And it's like, but there are tutorials, and I've taught myself before how to use these programs to do things that I wanted to do. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Mhm.
You do enjoy YouTube. You don't want to be a YouTuber, but this is where Marble Hornets is, and this is the delivery vehicle. So if you're going to make this, this is how it's got to be done. And so I taught myself, and I created the series, and I made sure that the videos were made ahead of time, at least the first two, before I released the first one. That
Mhm.
way I could have a running head start and not keep people waiting.
Right. Because especially looking at the first two videos, they're almost an hour each. So yeah, the build on that is
I actually was in a discussion earlier today in which a similar lack of like webcomic reviewers came up in discussion. I think some of it is just like for a lot of online content, people probably expect that the people who make the content are just going to somehow manipulate the internet into doing their own publicity rather than having the appropriate amount of discussion, unless the thing has like its own dedicated forum or whatever for people who've already, found out about it. Forum or just comment pages nowadays. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing. It's
Hmm.
it's so much of what kept in my mind after Marble Hornets Explained happened. And again, it's just it was amazing to see that people cared, that it
Mhm.
worked, that people actually cared, especially because it was so long. And it was the voice work there was awful. I
Oh yeah.
it
All of our
was not
first
good.
projects are awful. Our
Yes.
literal start of the show was literally us basically talking into a telephone almost audio wise.
Yeah.
Find me
So
someone find me a content creator who likes their earliest stuff, and I will show you someone who is a liar.
yeah,
Basically.
yeah. There are aspects of it that I love, but it's like
Or
I
has
listen
never
to the voice.
improved.
Yeah. I poured my all into it, but it's like the
Mhm.
voice work. It's like, ah man, I wish I could travel back in time and say, okay, kid, you and I are gonna spend 2 hours together and I'm gonna teach you 10 years in the future what I know, and we're gonna level up. We're gonna come in as an elite,
Also,
motherfucker.
I'm going to teach you how to level a microphone for the love of God.
I swear to God, man, I have all 26 episodes of our first season on my hard drive. And every time I listen to that first episode with my ex, It was literally just 90 minutes of thanks to the phone system at TalkShoe.
But we all start from some humble beginnings. But that was it. And just going forward, it was more of the idea of, okay, make what's missing. Keep looking at the idea of what was the loving passion and that touch of rage that inspired me in the first place of this is something wrong that nobody is talking about this or giving it its bouquet. And so I thought, Allen tutorial. That is incredible. And there was a deeper story there. It's like, what are the projects that were inspired by Marble Hornets, who did even crazier things than they did? Like Everyman Hybrid. We're going to go up to there. Seeing what was happening with Adult Swim at the time with unedited footage of a bear, it's like, wow, let's go ahead and tackle that. And on and on and on. It was the case of if nobody is giving this its due, then damn it, I'm going to be the guy. And that was the code for several years. And then a lot of other people woke up to the idea of Unfiction, ARG, these incredible art projects online, and then the scene developed, which was really part of the mission, you know? Because it's like, you could be the guy who is the specialist, but when you really love the media that you're here broadcasting and cheering on, you don't want to be the only outlet giving it its light ever. You could build a mountain out of that, and it would be your mountain, but it's like, I can only serve so many people. I can only serve so many projects and artists. So seeing that the field has developed the way that it has, where there are channels who they try this as a variety thing and a mix of other stuff, it warms my heart. It's like, there we go. That's what I wanted. The scene sustains and grows. Thank God. You know? Thank God. There is actual larger respect, appreciation, broadcasting, and coverage for this art field now. If I disappeared overnight, the coverage would continue. That is a huge relief.
Right. Since we're getting a little low on your time, Linkar, do you have any specific questions you want to go into?
I did actually. So my thing has always been analog horror. I mean, you know that Winter of '83 was my baby. When I created that, one of the things that I noticed, especially as a recurring motif in analog horror at the time, was loss of identity, creatures that would create duplication of various things. It basically just like a general sense of creatures that were trying to create you could not trust reality kind of a thing. But what I've noticed, especially in the last couple of years, is analog horror has kind of split off into two primary subgenres of what they're doing. The first being very abstract kind of videos and monsters, like sometimes educational kind of things, but it's very much, this is a very odd creature and situations that are happening across the world. And the other side is, let's take a pop culture thing and make it messed up.
Oh yeah.
You see that especially with this is not a criticism, rather like I'm saying how imaginative this is. I'm seeing a lot of Jurassic Park focused ones, Godzilla focused ones, especially. There's a couple of Batman ones that have come about, and I'm curious if you have any thoughts about that, Nick.
So this is and again, thank you for Winter of '83, because I saw you really playing with a lot of the tropes and established ideas in analog horror in ways that were new and fun, mixing them together while weaving in your own stuff, and it was a great ride. And just again, thanks for the help, bud. So much mileage out of that stuff, but it's so joyful and such a delight to know that you did that and open up into this terrain and got to play and be the creator, making more stuff, making art that you were interested in, as well as doing everything that you already do. That is something I will always applaud and thank you for. When it
Thank you.
comes to absolutely. When it comes to what you just discussed with the idea of established IP corruption stories or alternate takes, it seems a very kind of well, let's just stop playing around with it admittance for a lot of people who were already very into the idea of what that concept is let's take something that would be this kind of major media that everybody knows and let's inject some poison into it. I call it the idea of poison in the birthday cake. You got a birthday cake, hooray, yay, happy, it's your birthday, whee! And there's cyanide in the mix. And everybody's gonna die very shortly,
Why?
very,
Why do
very
I taste?
shortly.
Why do I
Mhm.
taste burnt almonds?
But it used to be
Bitter.
a case where it would always be a fake property. It would not be a named property. But then all of a sudden we started seeing people directly name the property and do their own kind of corrupted take, which it felt like just I don't know, you could say it's either a case of the sort of syndrome that you have when you're young and writing fan fiction. And it's like, it's this story, but I did this to it. Or it's this story, but what if in video form in the analog horror space? Or it would just be a case of, I guess, different interpretation
Mm.
where they're really not thinking of anything else except, you know, I want to see this like this.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see that development. I think there's far more of a challenge to it because it's very much a lot of it very much comes across like, well, you took this thing that already existed, that everybody knows, and everybody understands as this, and then you just bent some of the bars. But in the broader picture of things, that's something that we've done before. I mean,
Mhm.
in the very devil's advocate kind of camp that you could have for this form of analog horror, like Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, Abraham
Mhm.
Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and all the ideas of the ways that storytellers with established IP and legacy IP have taken these concepts and then changed them around. It's like, all right, let's take the idea of the Batman analog horror, right?
Mhm.
How can we relate that to what DC has already done before with Batman? We have Batman in like samurai era Japan kind of story takes.
Mhm.
That's the kind of thing that we witness in the history of DC's versions of Batman story, where it's like we're going to take these ideas, really loosen them up a lot, and then go this other direction with it. We have crazy stuff like the Batman Who Laughs, for
Mhm.
example. So we look at stuff in this field with analog horror. It's like, would I like to see consistently more banger original ideas? Yes, all the time, all the time. It's
Yes.
me, of course. I'm the
It's the
guy who
difference between
constantly
something like
says
Don't
inspiration
Feed the
over inspiration.
Muse and Giggle Land.
Yes, yes. But at the same time, I understand there is still creative freedom and precedent for this, and every artist has to start somewhere. It is not kind or respectful to look at an entire world and say you all must start with grand original ideas. It's like,
Mhm.
no,
Yeah.
people are going to come in with their training wheels. Let them
Hmm.
play. Let them do their fan fiction. They will learn things.
Mhm.
Yes, before I ran with Starship Moonhawk, I walked with Star Trek.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the case. And it's like I can't say that I truly love the IP twisting stuff so much as I will something that is like oh boy, I haven't seen anybody try this before, like with
Mhm.
Obelisk, which I just covered. But at the same time, when I watched The Man in the Suit on stream, it was interesting to see the ideas in there. Like, what if the horror of Godzilla was not on the screen? What if the horror of Godzilla was in the production? And it's like, that's an interesting idea.
Mhm.
That I can very much really like nod along and go, okay, you found something there, kid. Good on you.
Mhm.
Can't see, but I'm nodding my head along with all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all are. Let's be frank.
Well, here's the thing, Linkar. It's like we just watched. I was with Roy Keato this past week, in which we were going over Power Rangers, and you covered multiple seasons and properties of Power Rangers. So
Did
it's
I
like
now?
apparently so.
Didn't notice. Didn't notice.
So it's like yourself are familiar with all the ways that people can take a property or an IP and twist it and contort it into, we're gonna do this with it now, and we're gonna inject this flavor, or what about this angle? And that goes well beyond Power Rangers. So it's like we've seen this behavior before. It's just that it's coming out now in this lens. And for some people, it's going to be, of course, the same, creepypasta scene on YouTube back in 2014, 2015 effect, where it's like, yo, that Godzilla analog horror went so hot. I'm going to take, you know what? We're going to revive the My Little Pony thing. We're going to revive ponies. And here's the hard thing, and God help me, there was a project that did that to actually great acclaim. I'm just remembering it now, and
Oh boy.
that itself, it was actually I'm remembering that was a heartfelt, inspired effort,
Mhm.
and good on that creator. But there are going to be some who even look at that case and say, okay, well that did banger. Let me try it from this angle. Let me revive cupcakes.
Well, and there's
Except it's
also
analog
the
horror
like
now.
I want to say this in air quotes bastardization is like Steamboat Willie because it just entered public domain that people have been doing the horror versions of that and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
don't
so
know if
there's
any of
always
those are
going to be
good or
people who
not
look
yet. I
at
haven't really looked into them. I just know of their existence.
Yeah. So there's always going to be people who take a look at that and go, "Hey, that made views. I can make views if I do this real quick and put the
Hmm.
name in," which is the YouTube game. It's not confined to the horror storytelling space, but it sure does get traction out here, and we will see that behavior till the end of time. But we've got a pretty good nose for when somebody is cooking up something looking for views versus they have an inspired approach. Because you can just watch the video and see, is the effort here? Is there originality? Can you
Hmm.
sense some genuine love here? Because if you can detect some genuine love and effort, guess what? That's probably somebody who actually cared.
Yeah. For every Squidward suicide, we have something like Lasagna Cat.
There you go. Yep.
Alrighty.
I'm just grinning ear to ear right now listening to all this.
See,
Also, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say every once in a while I come up with a good guest.
Nick, I also wanted to say that I feel I'm also feeling notes of if Chris Parnell did horror reviews
So what you're saying
in your cadence, which is another favorite voice actor of mine, of course.
Oh, thank you.
If Dr. Spaceman were to do horror reviews, Dr. Spaceman. A little
So-
30 Rock reference for y'all.
So there is a lot of you reviewing analog horror stuff on YouTube. Have you ever been involved with any like analog horror unfiction stuff like outside of Nightmind? Like be it consulting or actually like helping with stuff?
So, as part of my Patreon tier, I do have consultations. I have weekends that I open up for workshopping with people who are in development or who have ideas and are interested in getting what I think and feel about what they've got going on. Some of them are far more continuous in their efforts. Others do just want to come in for a moment and talk shop with me about it, and then they'll either pursue it or they don't. There are creators who I have covered who then keep in contact with me, where they are so passionate about their work and getting feedback on it that they will come around and ask me my opinion. And there are degrees to which I say, hey, listen. I appreciate what we're talking about here and what you've shown me, but hold a lot back here because remember, I might come around, so I can't ask there are questions I would like to ask, but I gotta hold off, and you gotta hold your cards. So like, let's keep this as a clean game here for some of this coverage. But there is consultation that I do give for creators whose stuff that I have covered, and it very much works that way. It's I've covered their stuff. they said hello, and they've asked me my opinion here and there. Um, and some have really benefited from that, especially because they were starting phases where I'm looking at it's like this has a lot of potential. And then it's like after some feedback, they bring it up to scale where it's a point where it's like, okay, yeah, now you are really ready to rock. And you've also gotten used to the idea of the fact of I would cover this, therefore you are emotionally and mentally ready for any kind of massive influx of attention that would come from that. Because that is another thing about it is when you're working with a small creator who's just starting out, the Santa Claus effect on a sudden Christmas night can be whimsical and amazing, or also come with a beating heart and somebody kind of walking around in a daze, not sure exactly what their life has just become, which has happened to people before. So it's
Yeah.
like I have to be ready and kind of. I mean, there are cases where I'm knowing it's like if I might need to ease somebody in, then I need to kind of be the cat on the edge of the lawn and let them see me and
Hmm.
get used to the idea ahead of time. Because 100,000 views worth of coverage in 2 or 3 days for something when you were just making your work and the most views that you made on a single video was 400, and now all of a sudden your subscriber count is 2,000 plus and the comments are overloaded and you got 99 plus notifications and things are exploding,
Hmm.
and you don't even know what your life is. That's quite a jump.
Oh
So it's
yeah,
like,
the few times that has
Yeah.
happened, you're like, oh no. The
yeah,
fo-
yeah.
the first time you foisted your community on some poor unsuspecting ARG creator.
Yes, which has been amazing, but it's like I will always remember when Clown and team
Oh
had to
no.
take a temporary break from the internet because Welcome Home exploded within a week, and it's like they needed to actually take a step away and rest and think about what their life had just become and their next moves.
Hmm.
So cases like that.
We accidentally broke their server.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That
Shit
was
like that
fun.
happens. As for grander ideas of consultation, I'm at the stage in life now where it's like I've discussed that I have been brought into the fold to work with Villainous for ideas online. That is still in the formation phase right now. There are just a few more kind of moments to be had, talking things through there, especially because there's so much formation occurring,
Hmm.
and that is the most that I can
Ooh,
say.
Yeah,
exclusive.
yeah. One of
Yeah,
those check your NDAs, lads.
Exclusive. Woohoo.
true. And there are still
Yeah.
other things. There are cases where I get contacted. It's like, hey, we've got this going on. Might you be interested? It's like, maybe. Let's talk it out and let's see what your camp says about what's happening with your ideas, and then get back to me. It's that kind of thing. So it's like, yes, consultation does happen. Is there bigger stuff happening in terms of consultation production? Sure.
Yeah, fair enough. Not all of that can be talked about, but sure, it's
Not all that
happening.
can be talked about, no.
Oh,
All
and
right.
I guess real quick, as far as like, I know you used to do a lot of smaller stuff on the channel, but I believe you've been moving that over to doing your Nightmind live instead of making full videos on every little thing you find. Is there like still a criteria for that, or is it just, hey, this looks interesting, let's stream it for the everybody?
I am currently going through an analysis and examination of my formatting approach and my overall ability to serve a lot more projects and a lot more artists in
Mm,
a way that is conducive to how I feel best conducting with this stuff. What would be best for myself, for artists, for viewers, for Moon, who does a lot of the editing and has for Nightmind Live. Because while Nightmind Live has had its ability to provide new things in the mix, there are ways that I have seen things can work out to different degrees of approach that would probably be a lot better and healthier for the entire picture. My feelings with Nightmind lately has been that it is a lot better when it is a project that says you have to script this in order for it to work, and something that calls to me to really record the whole thing out in a scripted fashion and also touches upon my own artistry sensibilities with it
Hmm.
because I have definitely gotten back in touch this season with my own inner artist with it, and I think that's extremely important. And I have been thriving in actually serving my touches of art and playing with the work in my own ability. Like you'll see that in Oakburn Opus. I went out and I shot live action footage for that theming. Um, for Marble Hornets Rosswood, the same thing.
Hmm.
For Obelisk, I took a different approach to my opening, and it has been awesome to bring back the theming and mental channeling of the work itself into the way that I conduct the composition of the video. I've had comments so far where it's like people are immediately saying, I miss Welcome Back to Nightmind, friends. I miss the Nightmind office. And it's like, I am not turning a blind eye to those.
Hmm.
I do understand it. It's just that there is very rapidly informing me in my examination and going through my feelings and how I do this. There is a way to do that and be an artist about things.
Hmm.
And I've that's what I've been doing a lot in my hiatus is exploring what is it I truly want to do? What is it that I need to do as me? And what is the solution that works from every single angle?
There's a time
Because you
as a
gotta do that.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's say there's always a time as a creator, especially if you've been doing it for a while, where you have a thirst or a hunger to do more, to like, how can I do something different? Because I've got the itch to try something different, to expand out. I mean, I recall one of your favorite ones that I love to rewatch is your "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" video, where you went all out with puppets and everything to emulate the style of "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared," and and it's both a memorable presentation style and just like and interesting and just like you allowed it to you used it as an opportunity to also express your own self-doubts and insecurities about what you do and stuff like that, and it was brilliantly rendered and while still being a thorough analysis of the series itself at the time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And yeah, that's exactly it. Is I'm not blind to the fact that there it's been a long stretch of a few years where it is open up. Welcome back to Nightmind, friends. Welcome to the Nightmind office. Here's the video. We slide over to the goth wallpaper. The video plays over the goth wallpaper. Go back to the office, close it out. And every video is like that successively with some small changes. And it's like I was in consistent production, and it's like every time I had my creative drive flare up, it just, if I had not recovered enough from the constant go, go, go and the boom bust cycles of that, then the burnout was keeping me down. And it's
Hmm.
like, I'm finally at the point where it's like, I've accepted the recovery enough to recognize, like, where is that Nick Nocturne who made Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared explained? Where's the guy that made the whole puppet studio? It's like, is it insane to try doing anything on that scale, especially in a lifestyle now where it's like you do need to consistently make stuff and you can't exactly take 2 months to build an entire series of puppets and
Yeah.
props in a living room and shoot that whole thing? It's like, yeah, that's crazy. Unless there is a more consistent ease of production for things that really works out while you get to build crazy pursuits like that to be that artist. And it's like there is a world in which I can do that. There's a lifestyle in which I could do that. And I've got to because I do miss that. And
Hmm.
I'm owed my own artistry in this process. As a creator, you do crave the change. It's exactly like you said.
Hmm.
And the change is good. Because when I bring it back, you do get stuff like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared explained. You do get stuff like House of Leaves explored. And I think that should never stop.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody else have, since we're getting very low on time, Frank, does anyone else have some last few questions before we do our usual wrap-up stuff for him?
I think
Nah,
Yes, I'll field something. Are there any unfiction things that are off limits?
Hmm.
Hmm.
If there was a major component of AI in your work, get the fuck out of the building.
Amen,
Yeah.
brother.
Well, actually, let me follow up on that then. Obviously, I can name a couple like that, which obviously you would not cover. But what about ones that started with AI and then they acknowledged, no, this actually looks like crap. I want to go back and I want to stop using it and realize my mistake. Because Prehistoric Emergence is an example of that, where they did AI to begin with, and they took feedback from people saying, hey, AI is not great, it's not good for the environment, it's not creative, et cetera, et cetera. And they were like, you know what, you've got a point. I am going to stop using AI entirely, and I'm going to hire artists.
Put them on a stage and give them their roses. Yeah, because that's somebody who learned the lesson. And it's like, okay, let's say for a minute that it did not hurt the environment, that it was not fed off of the work of thousands of artists who are not paid. That
I was
it
about to
is
say
not part
stolen,
of
though
an
correct for him,
actual,
you're
yeah,
looking for stolen.
yeah. Yeah, the soul. Just
The plagiarism machine.
If you get rid of all of the ethics problems with AI, you still have the core end result of this is a field of art and creativity. And if you are just composing this shit out of prompts, you are not the artist. You are not growing. You are not developing. You are not tapping into your own power. Like, one of the things that one of the unofficial secret ideas of Nightmind that has been to me a quiet motto, and I've never really told people this, is know your power.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Nightmind stands for in the art and the creativity. And so much of what I put out there is you see this, watch it and know your power. So why would you hand it all over to algorithmic creation? Make something, realize your ability to create, and it will open up so many things for you that you had no idea it would benefit you in this way. The machine does not have amazing and interesting things to say about the human condition and experience and the mysteries of life. If it does, then it did, not you. You don't get to rubber stamp that and say that's mine, that came from me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. So explore what you are capable of doing. Know your power of creativity. That's why I'm so against it. If you wiped away all the ethics issues, I would still say this.
Right. All right. Yeah.
But on that note, thank
Amen,
you for
brother.
having me.
Here we go.
Amen, brother. All
All
right,
right.
so I'm gonna do the wrap up here, Petty Fan. So you're out of the hot seat, buddy.
Woo!
Nick, do you have any last items that you have coming down the pike? Any appearances? Any upcoming things that you wish to promote before you depart for the evening?
Not that I can think of. Right now, I'm making stuff. Stay tuned. Anything pertinent or important that I need to bring up will be done so in a quick fashion. Sooner rather than later. And we will just finish strong for the rest of the year.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I am so thrilled that you indulged in our little format change for tonight, and I'm glad that you were able to get some interaction with Linkara.
Yep.
Our
Always good, Lewis. Always good.
Yep. Nick, it was an honor. Would love to talk to you more at some point in the future, but I know you're a busy guy.
I'm trying to be a lot less so these days. I'm away from the internet a lot more, and oh boy, is that great for your health? Every single person listening, take
God damn.
3 days outside the internet. Get away from
Please.
this place and watch what happens for you. But Lewis, feel
Uh-huh.
free to hit me up anytime, dude.
We're gonna.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah. We'll need to percolate on this a little bit, but we're going to so that way there's some time to build up some new content and some new stuff to talk about. But I feel like we only just barely scratched the surface. So I feel like at some point in the foreseeable future we need to have you back on the show.
Hmm.
Maybe so. I'll say what I said to the Fresman earlier this week is I don't know what my life is going to look like for the foreseeable future. It's interesting. So I've got to say, I don't know, but thank you for having me and thank you for being open to having me again.
Okay. Awesome. All right, everybody. That's Nick Nocturne. Thank you so much for being here, my man. we
Thank you.
really appreciated it, and you've been an absolutely wonderful guest.
Much appreciated. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
See you later.
Yeah, man.
All right. Let's turn our attention back to our other guest of honor here. Now we're going to flip the script and talk to Linkara for a few minutes. here.
Oh no, what a horrible mistake you have made.
Didn't you say that the last time?
It won't be the first time, and it won't be the last time, my friend. So it's been a little while since you've been on the program. Tell us what you've been up to. What do you got going on, Linkara? What do you got going on?
Well,
Lewis?
storyline on the top of the fourth wall has finally returned. I was supposed to like almost get back into it right away as soon as we finished the Contest of Champions arc back at the end of 2023. But a lot of stuff just wasn't ready yet, wasn't in the cards. I was busy with a lot of other stuff going on. But the arc that I have been wanting to do for a few years now is finally started up. People seem to be responding pretty well to it. I'm happy about that. And it's always fun when you can open up a storyline with yourself getting killed.
It's not. It's sometimes it's just the murders you've met along the way.
Mhm.
God, wow. I'm not even sure where to go from that. Does anybody else want to field this one, or do we just let Lewis talk? What else you got going on? Are you excited about the Power Rangers reboot?
I was
They
about to
announced that kind of thing. The thing is, I'm very much of the kind of attitude of until you actually release something for me to be excited about, like a trailer, a poster, something. I'm not actually going to believe it's going to happen because stuff gets greenlit, or hey, we've got a pilot script, something like that, or hey, we have a concept, because like they were working on a Power Rangers reboot, at the time of the last actual series of the show.
Yeah.
And we won't talk about that movie.
No, it was actually
Yeah.
that was unrelated to that. They were actually gonna, well, that's another thing. They were gonna do another movie, and that seems to have fallen by the wayside. Stuff just enters development hell all the time. So until I actually have something solid, I'm not going to be too excited. They announced a new Stargate series that got greenlit on Amazon, which makes me happy because Stargate has been needlessly neglected for so long.
Right.
But even then, while I'm excited about that announcement, until we actually have something to pick over and pause and go frame by frame to figure out details, I'm not going to be too terribly excited because I'm just going to hype myself up for something that ends up not happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. When it comes to the Power Rangers thing, the real thing that happened was the CEO of Hasbro literally died. And
I was gonna say my limited understanding of the situation was that there had been someone at Hasbro that kind of cared about Power Rangers, and they either died or left, and now no one does.
Yep, the CEO of Hasbro was a huge proponent of Power Rangers. Apparently, you seem to have a plan for how to develop the franchise and keep things going. And then he died, and then and left behind by a lot of people who are like, we don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, it's like we don't know what this is. What the hell is this? we're a damn toy company, not a whatever this is. And
I mean, they've always been like that
Yeah.
that kind of cross promotional toy and TV show kind of thing. I mean, Transformers still remains their bread and butter, but at the same time,
well, yeah, actually,
it's just-
now that I think about it, it's just this isn't our thing. Like, we
Yeah.
know about G.I. Joe, we know about Transformers, we know about this type of stuff. What the hell is this?
it's just an odd situation. And you know what? Power Rangers has reinvented itself season after season, so I don't doubt that it will come back in some form. It's looking more and more like it'll be a full-on reboot, maybe even without any kind of Sentai footage, which would be okay. But like, I said this in the last History of Power Rangers video. I would rather Power Rangers not spend all its time masturbating to itself all the time. Gotta keep that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers nostalgia going, as if, because you need to actually get a new audience of kids interested in it. And what worked in 1993 won't necessarily work nowadays.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of long-running shows are having that problem. Look at stuff like even Beyblade are re-releasing older stuff because they want a nostalgia bait.
The Sentai's having its own problems at the moment, so...
And there's a deeper problem among them all, and that is kids today, they're not so keen on toys.
Mm-hmm.
Not the old-fashioned action figures and so on and so forth.
That is
somewhere between kids aren't as big on toys, and parents aren't as big on buying their kids physical toys when they can just give them one screen.
That too. See, kids actually enjoy playing with toys all the time, and there's plenty of places that would still be producing toys and doing that, but the cost of living has gone up. Less kids are being born just because it's harder to have kids. And when you can when it's easier to just plant a kid in front of a screen instead of buying them physical toys, and you have to go for the cost-effective measure for raising them. Kids love toys. Kids love playing with stuff, but especially also, they have less outlets to get them as well. Toys R Us was actually doing just fine if the private equity firms were not, hadn't forced them into a state where they had to
the
declare
craven
bankruptcy
vultures.
I actually worked for Toys R Us for a little while, and trust me, I know all about the decimation of FAO Schwartz and the hedge funds and how they bought and how they basically rented all of the properties and liquidated all of the assets. There's a whole 45-minute video on YouTube about this.
Yeah. It's not that kids aren't interested in toys. It's that the parents can't afford the toys. The outlets to get the toys are not there, and when they try to get at the toys, they, there had a third point. Rule of three, and I can't remember what my third point was.
Oh,
Scalpers?
It's not the toys' fault. Kids want toys.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead.
I would not fully agree with that point, if only because we have the collector's market toys dominating things.
That too. They put pushing more and hey, as an adult who still collects the occasional toy or prints toys with my 3D printers, I know all about that.
I'm shielding all my waifus on the wall right now.
Right, but I think a good example of this is like the first K-pop Demon Hunter toys announced are these $150 dolls.
They're actually $50 a pop, but yeah, together they're $150.
Yeah, but the point is, $50 is way too much for a kid's toy.
It's pretty deluxe for an action Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm in complete agreement with you. I know that K-pop Demon Hunters is huge with kids. You have an opportunity there. You could get low cost stuff, and get them in the hands of the kids. But no, they're chasing the collector's market.
Yeah, and
it's
really poignant with you being a comics guy, because this reminds me of comics in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like I said about the whole generator thing. It's like I would be out in my backyard right now with my GI Joes going, whoosh, whoosh, boom. I'll get you. And all that stuff. But for being stared at all the time because I'm almost 49. So yeah, it's definitely interesting.
I also like this is just a personal anecdote. I mean, I can't speak to the quality of all kids' toys because I don't regularly collect lots of kids' toys. I'm not the guy who doesn't actually play with action figures. I prefer the role play toys. So, like in stores, there is a new Mighty Morphin Power Ranger set stuff. They brought back the auto changing figures, which I find hilarious. But they also brought back the old Mighty Morphin Morpher. And I love the original Morpher as a kid. You can still play with that as an adult because it's still a good sized toy. And it's, pretty much it's one for one with the show because they actually use the toys on the show occasionally when they couldn't find the props.
Mhm.
But this new version of the Morpher, it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, I was shocked by just some really bad decisions they made with it. Making weird random noises and catchphrases, okay, that's fine. The way the coins goes into the Morpher is weird and hard, and they're using a much, I wouldn't say a cheaper plastic, just a different plastic that's like a very dull brownish gold as opposed to a shinier gold that, yeah, sure, flakes over time, but kids won't care over the years.
Yeah.
But
They
also,
won't care until they're about our age, basically.
But most damning of all, the thing they really should not have done, you pick up the Morpher, there's a handle on the back that flips up.
Mhm.
And you can hold that and play with it, because again, that's how the original Morpher worked. For some ungodly reason, they decided, okay, this thing is also supposed to be a belt buckle. And usually, Legacy toys and the original ones in Japan would have just like a separate thing that you slid the Morpher into, and that was the belt buckle part of it. They decided, okay, we're going to have a very large piece of plastic on the back of this Morpher that serves as the belt buckle.
Oh,
The
no.
problem is that is also where your fingers are supposed to go to hold the Morpher.
Fingers are a pretty different shape than a belt, huh?
I'm sure it's probably not as bad for like the smaller hands of a child, but like an adult, messing with that thing is probably a little more cumbersome.
Indeed, but I always loved how it felt as a kid. So I don't know. Maybe kids have no problem with it, but it also means that the toy does not have a lasting value for the kid because they can't play with it anymore as an adult. But obviously that's not going to be the case where everybody's going to keep their toys for years and years and years. But it also seems like it makes it much more disposable and not caring about it.
Meanwhile, I'm over here wishing some of my old Digivices weren't thrown away that are currently worth $200-$300.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think part of the collector market driven stuff also means that the stuff that they do make for kids ends up being done as cheaply as possible.
Yeah, the kid stuff is cheap and the adult stuff is scalped very fast, unfortunately.
Sometimes the kid stuff is scalped too.
Yeah, that's the messed up one. Like,
especially if it comes with trading cards or something.
Yeah, let the kids get their toys. Don't be an asshole and hoard it and try and make 3 times, 4 times the value on it.
I went to a store to get Pokemon Legends ZA, and the poor people at the store, because they didn't have the games out on the launch day for whatever reason, but they actually thought I was talking about Pokemon cards at first when I was asking about the new Pokemon stuff. And it's just like, they're over there in the card section. They look so distressed and so irritated about it. It's like, no, we want the video game that just came out. It's like, oh, okay.
Thank God was probably the internal monologue. But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna cut in here though, because it's getting really late, and I want to make sure that we get to our MST3K fun.
Fair enough.
I think I am actually going to bow out of that, unfortunately, because I do have some work I need to get done here.
All right.
Okay.
All right. You said you did say you wanted to ruthlessly shill something before you left, though.
I was mostly joking, but if it's okay with you guys,
rock on.
Yeah, do it. Do it, man.
All right, I decided to start my Black Friday sale early for a few reasons. I have launched my 4th wall to replace Teespring, because Teespring have been really bad about delivering orders to people and paying me out. It's not like I'm owed like thousands of dollars from them or anything, so it feels like they could give me the $50 they owe, but apparently that is too difficult a task for them.
Oh dear.
So I've started up a new T-shirt store. If you're a member of my Patreon, you get a 20% off discount. And also everything in my store envy, all my 3D printed merch, the Robomats, mini Comicron ones, the action figures, because I also make 3D printed action figures for the show. And I keep them reasonably priced, but now they're even more reasonably priced because they've gone from $10 to $7.50 or $18 for all of Wave 1.
Oh man.
Oh wow. Well, that's exciting.
So go on, check it out. Enjoy,
Okay.
spend money.
Yes. Capitalism away.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Oh man. Well, I'll tell you what, Lewis, you definitely delivered the goods on your 9th visit to our program, and I am super excited to have had you.
No
along
problem.
with
Thanks
Nick
for having
Ockman.
me.
Yeah, you always are a bright spot on our calendar. So,
Oh, shucks.
so
right.
hopefully,
Nick couldn't-
Oh,
Sorry,
go
go
ahead.
I'm just sorry Nick couldn't stick around longer because I would love to just talk with him about tons of stuff, about horror stuff, analog horror. I'd love to tell him about the stuff that I'm working on right now because I do have other things in the pipeline. Maybe some more analog horror, at the very least more indie horror stuff that I want to produce outside of Atop the Fourth Wall.
Okay.
When
All
we
right.
get him around
Well-
again, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
If and when we get him back on, you are welcome to come. I mean, you can come by anytime, probably, but
Yeah.
we'll let you
Yeah,
know.
you could just drop in on us unannounced. To be honest, I would totally not object to that if you crashed our
Yeah.
show anytime you wanted.
If
But
you ever need to
Well,
bitch
thank you
about
so
stuff for
much.
like 10 or 15 minutes, that's basically what our news segments are.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
thank you guys for having me. I hope the riffing goes very well.
It
Indeed.
should.
Indeed.
Good, sir.
Indeed. So thanks again, Lewis. Thanks for being a sport, and thanks for indulging.
No problem. You guys have a good rest of the night.
You too.
We will.
All right.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Goodbye.
All right.
All
Well, I am still going to do a solo riff on part 3 of this that I missed from my inability to be with the show last week, but I don't really think for continuity purposes that I will need it to lampoon this episode.
Perhaps. Well, the thing is, they will remind you of what happened last episode because that's how it worked back in the day. You missed an
Yeah, well-
episode, you're probably gonna need to get caught up.
Yeah.
They
So-
give
so
you
don't
a
worry.
previously on situation. You're good to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Yeah, so don't worry. We'll be completely insufferable and remind you of it constantly. So without too much further ado, I believe we have an episode of The Tomorrow People to watch.
Yes.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
All right, I'm going full screen here.
He's going ghost. Previously on the poorly composited video channel, Yeah, no shit, bro.
Sid, can
Check
you
your
feel it?
shielding.
we had a malfunction with the film sandwiching machine. It's made us translucent. Yeah. It's made us translucent.
Meantime, check this shit out.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, that was my thoughts.
Well, they couldn't use a screwdriver. That was taken.
So what they used was a blow dryer with a cone of shame on the end of it?
It looked like
Yes.
that was a light
Oh,
bulb
you're not
shade,
just
but yes.
hanging at the wall as watch.
Oh, and he's touching the hot thing with his, with I'm sure his.
Oh, yeah.
He is gloved.
Oh, he had gloved hands. He did.
See, that's what you get for not wearing the asbestos gloves.
And the stupid kid just has to go outside.
Asbestos is the bestest.
You idiot! Why did you go out there?
You just hit him with a wad of aluminum foil?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. For this show, it would be aluminium.
Get out. You know, that's literally a light fixture.
Yeah.
The freeze ray.
Yeah, it's like stop.
I've developed a freeze ray. I'm having flashbacks to that episode of SNL with The Rock.
I'm having flashbacks to my LSD days.
Voyager.
Oh God. Sunkatsu.
They only had like
Which is-
5 pictures for this.
Yeah.
Got to stretch this shit out to fit the freaking time.
That's not the best font.
No,
That's
it's,
the
We made
state of the art for 1973.
We made this entire theme song with a theremin.
Theremin juices.
Let's play
Not-
that. Meanwhile,
oh boy.
nasty. Yeah, I would say.
Boy, that encounter was absolutely chilling.
God damn it.
Why do I have my belt on my forehead?
Is it loaded?
Well, it's not loaded. Charged is more
It's
like it.
loaded.
It's a stun gun.
Oh god, one of the stupider bits of mythos of the Tomorrow people. Apparently they're so pacifist they can't even kill in self-defense.
Yeah.
But they can
That's
shoot with a stun gun.
Yes, yes.
But they can give you a wicked wedgie.
Maybe
Not
they
the,
could take
summer
that
thing.
fucking
They
thing
killed
off his
Benny.
head.
Oh, hell no.
What is this, Paris?
Maybe. Wee woo, wee woo, wee
I think ambulances in the UK actually do that as well.
Yeah. That's just a Europe thing in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they just have him put on the thing now.
Well, you see, back in the
Okay.
70s, the UK was part of Europe. Now, well,
Oh yeah.
ooh, let's roll the van.
Yeah, no shit. I was about to be like, Jesus Christ, bro. You might want to look at that.
He was really actually killed with that turn.
No stunt doubles! No budget equals very dangerous stunts.
Yeah.
No shit.
Even when they're not really that dangerous, it's still dangerous.
Done by people who don't know how to drive.
Easily had that kid knock his head into that wall right there.
God, I
Yep.
feel like this scene is stock footage.
And yet it's not.
I know.
What happened here last night, Stephen?
I don't remember. We've got to know Stephen.
Good lord, the compositing.
Don't remember. Meanwhile, look at his
Oh
fucking head.
god,
Oh, Jesus.
we just found out what chroma keying is.
Maybe they should
Jesus.
take. Is he ever going to take that thing off his fucking head?
Yeah.
No,
and
apparently not.
Also, do they fucking realize he's still wearing that fucking thing on his head?
Yeah, they are not chroma keying well here.
Apparently he can't take it off.
Well, that.
You cannot take it off without the power killing you.
But we must get it off him, Tim.
All right, take it
It's not
off.
simply a fully active tomorrow class.
Oh no.
Put him out of his
No.
misery.
Means risking Stephen's life.
Go on.
If John and Carol were to touch opposite sides of the band simultaneously, they could draw off enough of its power to lift it off before...
Before it killed Stephen. Come on, get on with it.
Get on with it.
Get on
You
with
must
it.
take great care to
I don't care if you hurt yourselves, just don't kill me.
Can you hold down, Tim?
Well, honestly, that's not the bad mindset to have at this moment, because in his mind, he's like, who the
Yes.
fuck are these people?
On 0 then. 5, 4, 3,
This
It
is
feels
the
like a very
1, 0.
Go ahead.
on 0.
Throw it. There you go.
You all right?
And then his head pops like fucking grapefruit.
They were really
I
selling
don't have the
that
budget
whole.
for that.
Put your hands on the
They
table.
were really selling that energy dissipation thing, especially considering there was like no crackling effect.
Acknowledge.
Like they didn't even have somebody like wrinkling bag. They didn't even have a Foley artist wrinkling
that-
bags or something off screen.
Look, they couldn't chroma key properly.
Come on, whoa, whoa.
Ow,
I-
this hurts.
See, once again,
Now we've got the speed.
Back to last.
see, I back in the '60s they were part of the free speech movement. I think they did a little too much LDS.
Never become a member of the Latter-day Saints.
There you go.
Ice cream.
Nothing more for me, thanks, Tim.
Is he actually talking the way he's fucking talking in this?
Sure,
Remember,
why
they
not?
have apple crumble in Britain because of the fact that apple pie is Dutch,
Hmm.
What's wrong?
and we love everyone except the Dutch.
I guess LSD effects were just
Eva, what the
part and
Holy
parcel of.
shit!
And here we go. This is why I picked this.
Oh God!
You're going to see the real extent of the Tomorrow People's special effects failures.
I don't think it's failure. It's more like the complete accomplishment of the cheapest budget.
Look, I'm telling you, this guy's hair is the main character.
Fucking hell!
Strategic withdrawal from this base.
And those fucking eyebrows too.
I'm half expecting to find Kawato in there.
It's hiding his eyebrows where it's hiding. Those fucking things. Those fucking.
Realizing, of course, there will be 17 more years before Total Recall comes out.
It was I. You did it because you were under post-hypnotic suggestion. But I don't remember being hypnotized.
But we can make these comments in retrospect.
Yes.
No. If anything, with that creature with the one eye, his face keeps on flashing through my mind. Like the Cyclops from the Odyssey. Perhaps I read about it. Or dreamt
That
about
old
it, or
man
something
was in
like
your
that.
head too,
it wasn't a
Brat.
dream.
Come
There
on.
is a Cyclops involved with Jedediah somehow, though how or why I just don't know.
Well, perhaps he could
I
have
just don't know.
Could be. Well,
So
whoever it is,
Cyclops is what
whatever
we're
it is,
going with.
is after us with a
Yes.
Right.
I guess it
No.
does only have one eye, but
I mean,
Like
Cyclops is
specifically
the-
from
the-
Odysseus.
Yeah. Yeah. From the mythological sense.
Focus.
The Foley artist was
Unfocused.
working overtime.
Okay.
Is the Cyclops actually Baylock?
It's not easy being green.
Oh my god, dude. Cross your legs like a gentleman.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh,
It's
This
an
is what
accident.
happens
Oh, God.
oh. When you only have a fraction of the Doctor Who budget.
Got a fucking helmet with a freaking flashlight on it there, and they painted the shit out of it.
How's a prisoner of today? Tucked up safe and sound?
Out for the count, innit?
We definitely do that for $100.
Yeah.
I'd buy that for $1.
Facing it, Lefty.
Like,
Gotta dig the Ice Cube seats for some reason.
meanwhile, oh no! Betrayal!
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
I don't want to.
What about
What's going on?
None of my
What's going on
business.
there?
Look,
You
Stephen,
bikers
it
are
wasn't
done.
your fault,
The fuck you were
Well-
doing in a row with a fucking Cyclops, huh?
Look,
Hot
please,
take, Stegosaurus wasn't real.
How do you know I'll help? That one-eyed thing may take me over again and lead us into another trap.
Not if you fight against it, Stephen.
I can't do that.
Oh my God!
One of you can't do half the things you do.
Wake up, Stephen. The accident wasn't your fault.
You are one of us. It's like, you just met
Your
him.
responsibility is not only to us,
I'm just saying they stole all the props from Space 1999.
Was that a thing yet?
It's like,
I'm not sure. I think that was in the mid to late 70s.
what's that?
Maybe Space 1999 stole all the props from this show because it was filmed in the UK.
Okay?
I mean, was there anything left to steal? I'm pretty sure that it all turned to dust after filming was done.
Look, Johnny, kids are going to be here any minute.
That is not important.
That is not
By the
important,
time
are
they
you
get here,
kidding?
We will be gone.
What's that then?
Sure.
Hey, that looks like a flipping time bomb.
Very perceptive.
Oh, it's a time bomb.
That is correct.
And they thought he was too dumb to figure things
What
out.
about us then?
Stay where you are. There is no cause for alarm.
I'm just doing typical evil overlord stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the proper thing to do was just let them get the hell out.
The camera's shaking.
No, I think the
Dive,
proper thing to do is take a blotter of acid.
Can you feel it? Yes, you can.
No one can move the blob.
Meanwhile, on film
Kenny?
from the
I
studio
think the blob.
to
I think the
celluloid.
blob existed by the mid 70s, right?
Oh yeah, that was a 1960s film.
No, I was talking about the Marvel character.
Hmm.
And now we've gone back to the studio to the set of the Cars video.
Sounded as if it came from in here.
God, man, dance belt. Jesus Christ.
We mocked that last week too. I mean, his entire outfit could not be more 70s if he tried. Let's be honest.
Oh my God!
Either that or you're
70s as shit. And any
If you're-
form of the 70s too, by the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna wear pants,
78 fit.
for God's sakes, man, if you're gonna wear pants like that, tuck.
The bell bottoms, people. The bell bottoms.
Groovy.
I think I've been on this ride.
I want to get off.
What, the Tilt-A-Camera?
I like the guy rolling to try to sell it. He's like, "Oh, I gotta go left now. I haven't been going left enough."
I saw that at the end of Grease.
Now what the hell's going on? Come on,
It's like that episode of Star Trek where everybody went one way, but Uhura just went the opposite direction.
It exploded, you dope.
And it exploded.
Yeah.
I don't think Garignac is the pig lizard.
Oh no.
Any luck, Carol?
Teb, hit the translation circuit.
Let's do the time warp again.
Just a quick step
There's
to the
always
left.
a line.
And we've got to find it. It's
Just a
probably
quick
set
step
up
to the
another
left.
explosion.
Look at
Come on,
the
let's
door.
How did Jerry Kyle do it?
I don't know. All he did was press something
You
like
two
that.
ain't got no magic.
He's not even very good at drywall.
Where's he gone?
It's all drywall and aluminum tape. Aluminium.
To the door, and the woman's got it.
It is.
Over there.
Some sort of secret panel.
It's not very secret, is it?
Well, yeah.
I mean, you can see the outline.
Yeah, scratch the wall. That'll work.
Yeah.
The whole panel. Quick, jaunt, everybody.
Oh, I had that toy.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
What the hell?
Well, there goes the budget.
Probably disastrous. But
That's where all the budget went
were
to.
the two henchmen
Yep.
and the youngling bros.
Jesus
The youngling
Christ.
probably telepathic.
We had to raid the Paramount
He
lot
may
to
even
find this
stronger
costume.
powers than the others. The henchmen may prove useful.
That's a lot
in
of
the next
costume. That's
phase of the
somebody that went
operation.
to a pool of green and came out of it.
But the
Well, they
fucking
melted.
state of it.
They melted it down to make this slime for you can't do that on television.
I was gonna say they fucking stole that from a kaiju set in Japan.
I feel that's still too expensive for this show.
Hey, listen, we decorate. Listen, I'm just so embarrassed because we decorated the town at a cost of $40.
Well, you didn't lead us into a trap. No.
Once again, really selling that
You didn't
Sonic
lead us
push.
into a trap. Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, I expect it's still post-hypnotic suggestion. Don't worry, it fades
You
away.
did that on purpose.
Also, pretty insistent.
Well, whoever it is who's got Kenny obviously doesn't intend us to find him.
How do you know?
They killed Kenny.
They were destroying the
Oh.
evidence. They've done a pretty good job.
Are they?
We've just lost
Really?
our only lead.
You're not very convincing.
You did a pretty good job. Well, he's in the room there with the freaking thing. You're like, now what?
Silence.
Silence yourself. Listen, who do you think you're talking to, eh? I'm not one of these mugs here, you know. I'm the leader of this outfit.
Shut up, snake turd.
Less than nothing.
You what?
A subhuman example of an inefficient species which is in the process of being replaced.
Exterminate! Exterminate! Oh, sorry.
Oh, I see.
Not far off the mark, actually.
Stupid
It's
as
They're gonna want you to do it.
Yeah, it's
Do a
like
DOM
a-
compression, but we don't have a voice
Oh,
changer.
yeah? Well,
You want- you want-
Hey, I was doing a pretty passable one. I've watched enough TikTok videos.
Meanwhile, if there's some human, why are you working with him? Why are you working with them?
Ludicrous human guise is no longer necessary.
Here we go.
Well,
Transmogrification! Ooh.
I think that's their actual reaction to that robot suit.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Like, what the bloody hell?
Cyclops means great
Oh.
wide in Greek. Cyclops are reputed to have had only one eye.
Last
Yes, thank you, Tim.
Troy to return home. He landed on the island on which they lived, and took shelter with his men in a Cyclops cave.
That one was called
I think I know where Michael Bay learned to write dialogue.
Polyphemus shut the men in the cave and killed and ate some of Odysseus's men. But Odysseus blinded him and got away.
Sounds like a right guy to have in charge of your mind.
Identified himself as Nomad.
It's not as simple as, like, blinded him and got away. There was the whole, like, clinging to the bottom of his sheep thing.
Meanwhile,
Behold Jedekiah in all of his glory. Also, who the fuck names their robot Jedekiah?
someone who was really wanting to hang himself.
Also, somebody who raided the fucking vet supplies at the local insert British equivalent of Home Depot.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
Once again, that's too dignified for this.
No, there wasn't a DIY.
Seriously, dude, cross your legs.
Seriously, pal.
Have some fucking decency.
And now there's this thing. It's doing something. I'm not sure what, but it's doing something.
Look at his face dry.
Now for the cone of silence.
Oh,
You alright, kid?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Listen, what happened back there?
I'm alright.
Remember.
Missed it by that much.
I don't
Gotta find
remember.
out this place before Tin Can Tommy comes back and really starts playing rough.
Tin Can Tommy.
That's actually good.
Hey, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Hey?
I don't know what
We could save
Christmas
15%
anymore.
on Geico.
Take our chance about him. Question is, which one opens the door? Now you're a bright kid.
Of course, it would involve hot wiring.
Which one do
Why
you
you
think?
think grab me?
You're wasting your time.
Attention, everyone. I have an unidentified signal coming in on Channel 4.
Video?
No.
Channel 4.
Channel 4.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
is the count-
That's the
oh,
nudie. Shit, that's the nudie channel.
Channel 4? Wait, did you watch Countdown?
Yeah. I was gonna say, isn't that the nudie channel?
So?
Yeah, yeah, you can do this Channel 4 joke in 1973. Once 1980s come around, you can't do it anymore.
Well, it's a good thing we put it over to Channel 4 because Channel 3 was all static.
Technically, this is on Channel 3, but you know.
And the winning lottery numbers are
8675309.
If you wish to see your young friend again, that is all.
Thank you for your attention to this matter. Wait.
As per your last email, wait.
Congratulations!
It's Space 1999. Oh shit.
Say it. Space.
Space is the place.
Meanwhile, effects by Timmy.
Timmy! Time to narfle the Gothic!
Obey them.
Exterminate!
Once again,
Oh,
I wish we were dealing with a Dalek.
What with their forceps and their forceps and their plungers. Oh, it's so menacing.
There's a visual fix on those.
Maybe we get lucky. Look at it. Oh my God! Meanwhile, the state of your outfit, mate.
Are these really spacesuits?
Made of aluminium.
AEs, actually. AEs.
I'm not letting that go.
For the environment.
Nor should you. This show isn't.
Hope you're right.
A centralized picture from the satellite is coming up on the screen now.
I mean, between the fashion disasters and the special effects failures, good God, learn how to chroma key.
Special effects courtesy of Yar's Revenge.
All along the side of the hole.
Like, this is fucking Thames. There's no excuse for this shit.
Has been damaged by a meteorite.
Oh,
Yes, Doodles, that's a battery. Don't touch that.
What are we going to do? Walk straight into a trap?
We don't really
Yeah.
have a choice, do we?
Yes, that's exactly what we're going to do.
Yes.
Because
I mean,
we're
it's superhero
pacifists.
stuff.
What you out there?
I don't know. Stood in the machine. for
They're
next
just
month.
beginning to master Aikido. Now grab my wrist, and I'll show you something.
Look, kid, I don't know quite how to say this, but Well, I'm sorry about the mess we got you into. And you see that
Yeah.
car, well, we thought he was on the level. A bit nutty like, but on the level.
See, we're not very bright.
What he was doing was for the sake of the human race. And that you lot was just a bunch of freaks.
You know, we're a bunch of hippies.
Where the fuck did this soliloquy come from?
I have no idea.
This is the soliloquy of someone who realized he fucked up.
It's still a very forced face turn, let's be honest here.
Yeah, well, yeah, but, you know, in a situation such as this, forced face turns are obviously what happened.
We joined these shenanigans because of FOMO.
Basically.
We've talked
All
about
right,
this.
and now to the preview.
Michael standing and Jill sitting.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
Dudley Simpson. Oh man.
Sure, Christopher Evans.
I'm sure even when brand new, these credits were impossible to look at.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting retinal burn just looking at it.
Oh, it looks like that's the end.
We don't get a preview.
Fuck the previews.
There is a episode 5, which is coming next week, as we conclude.
Well, not next week, but the week after when we have our season
Next
finale.
show.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because next week is Thanksgiving. Gobble gobble.
That's right.
That being
All right,
said,
I gotta
probably wrap things up.
Yes.
Well, I got enough juice left for us if there's any entertainment news. Well, you know what? Just fuck it, because Larry Ellison is just buying all the media companies so he can turn them into AI scrapping and surveillance. So there's your entertainment news.
Right.
Yeah, we'll probably get more to it in 2 weeks if we have time. But yeah.
It's like, didn't you just buy your son a copy of Paramount Pictures? You know, it's like, why you gotta own Warner Brothers too?
And technically, it's not Larry. Daddy's money is not going to be funding this. It turns out.
Oh,
you know who's going to be funding it?
Who's that?
The Saudis, the Emiratis, and the Qataris.
Oh boy, more AI slop for the slaughter.
Yeah,
or maybe actual slaughter.
Yeah, he ain't gonna. Yeah, David's not gonna get his daddy's money. He found another way to get money. He gets it from the Gulf states, which is even worse.
More on this in a couple
Well,
weeks.
But yeah, we'll talk more about it in 2 weeks when stuff's more fleshed out.
All right, let's quickly get our info straight here. So what do we have when we come back from the Thanksgiving break?
I'm glad you asked. We will be welcoming the return of Random Stranger. If you remember, we had him on last year as we talked about his chronicling show, Fama Daily, which at that point was nearing its end, as it was finishing up the last few Famicom Disk System games.
Okay, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah. But he has since moved on to a new program. Trying to remember what it's called. Let me pull that up here. Right. He is doing PC Engine Power, which is looking at every PC Engine title. Including Super Graphics and the TurboGrafx / PC Engine CD-ROM.
See, I used to always call it the CD-ROM squared, but apparently it is CD-ROM.
Yes, it is.
That hurts me.
Yeah.
Expect that term to come up a lot more in 2 weeks.
Alex, remember when we were talking about playing Der Langrisser FX for the PC FX?
Yeah.
But yes, in 2 weeks it's going to be all PC Engine, folks. And I'm sure Mac is looking forward to that.
I actually am, because I have many titles worthy of being discussed. All right. Well, that pretty much concludes our show for this week. Huge thank you to Nick Nocturne for being an awesome sport, and for Linkara for indulging our little format change there. I'm sorry we weren't able to get any lampooning from our celebrity guests, but better luck next time, right? And I'm sure there will be a next time, because as long as we're breathing,
Yeah, as long as the creeks, as long as the rivers are on, we're good to go.
That's right. All right, so be looking forward to our return in 2 weeks' time because, again, we'll be out of here for American Thanksgiving, and we'll see you then. Until next time, I'm your host, Mac Paladin. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, kids. Now you can do the theme song.